5, 4, a 3, and a 2, and a 1, and we seem to be live. Hello, folks.
Afternoon,
And there's a
everybody.
couple of 3 people. Check in if you want to. Um, and as we record this intermediate act with the Matrix. And if you have like questions right away about what we might mean about intermediate, we'll go over the basics. And so I would just say, remember, this is intermediate act with the Matrix. So,
Says it right up there. Oh, there's
Louisiana.
Lisa from Louisiana.
All
Hey.
right. I did a presentation in Baton Rouge. Yeah. Well, I also did one in New Orleans. So, guess I'm doing quite a bit of Louisiana. Um, and but yeah, this is with the Matrix. So we won't have a lot of the trappings of traditional act. So, Amanda Swift from Texas. These are all my old stomping grounds, Phil.
They're pretty close to each other, those two, Amanda and Lisa.
I was born in Texas, so, which is where some of this, a bit of my accent comes from. I've been in Maine for now 40 years, and I never caught the Mainer accent. So what should we, okay, Phil, what should we talk about from the previous episode of beginning act with the Matrix?
Well, last week we introduced people to our point of view that we use when we meet with someone, which is the act point of view, and we do it using the Matrix. So I guess today would be like the question probably that I get a lot is, okay, so after I show them the Matrix, now what do I do?
That's right. Yeah. I'm going to answer questions from the comments. She asked from the Austin area.
Put them down in there.
I was born in Uvalde, Texas, and lived a while in Houston, Texas. I have been to Austin several times before it became the megatropolis that it is now. And Jennifer from Boston, of course, I fly in and out of Boston relatively often. I'm in Maine. And so, yeah, that's it. So I've shown somebody the Matrix. And so let's just say, if you went to the ACT website, you would see it's not named the ACT website. Not at all. It's not even, that doesn't even have acceptance and commitment therapy in the title. It instead has contextual behavioral psychology in the title. And right then you've entered a different world. So these people are having fun. Oh, good. I like to see the people chatting. So what you're doing when you show somebody the Matrix, you're setting up the context. That's it. That's what you're doing. So you're setting up a context for behavior change. Is what you're up to with that. So just know when we say I showed somebody the Matrix, I quickly showed them. I just set the context. We'll hear Phil and I say that we set the context. So we did. We showed it, and you show it to them, and then it's like, well, what do I do next? And by the way, you just to show it to them. Matter of fact, we got these 2 lines. Top of the vertical line is senses, bottom is mind, over to the right, satisfaction, over to the left, relief. And the first box we fill out is who's important to you. And so Amanda is with us. Amanda, who's important to you? Doesn't have to be fancy. Anybody.
Yeah, anybody out there.
And if she doesn't feel like typing, Jill or Jennifer.
Yeah. Or
can
Jill.
type in
Or Jill.
who's important to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a trick question,
Nope.
whatever, whatsoever. I'll give you an example. For example, my wife is important to me. And by the way, that's how you do it. You give an example. My wife is important.
There you go.
Friends
Husband,
and family.
Lisa
Now
says. Friends and family,
we got
Jennifer.
husband, friends, and family, and that's exactly it. That's what we're going for with that. So you don't have to belabor that very far. Just know that my work family. Oh, how nice! My husband. Get those husbands in there. I like that. Happen to be one myself. And so
Clients.
we've established who's important. And ooh, sons. You got two sons. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. They're cooking. We're cooking now.
Now we're say now you got your who's important going, and just like Phil's doing, we would recommend you have it up on a whiteboard, probably bigger than Phil's, but whatever. His is for
Or up behind you on a wall
that's it.
chart.
Put it up. I used to put it on a big old white 4x8
Yep.
whiteboard.
Yep.
A lot of people have computer problems. My wife was just
Oh, you're a good company, Amanda.
good company. And so yeah, so we've established a very important part of ACT, which is what you'll probably know as values, but we do it that way. We then say, okay, over in the lower left quadrant over there, underneath the word relief, right there, we put the yucky stuff down that shows up inside of you, me, everybody. For example, fear shows up. Can you all think of some other yucky things that show up inside of you, like fear or some other yucky thing? What are you saying? Could be related to fear, doesn't have to be.
Yep.
Anybody ever got the yucky stuff that shows up? Like you wake up first thing in the morning and maybe something yucky showed up. I have had this happen like every single morning. Hey, Iowa City, Iowa. Oh my God. Negative thoughts show up. Hey, Andy. These people are from places I've presented.
They're showing up. Okay, so someone said, Jennifer
Annoyance
said,
shows up. Annoyance.
Annoyance, negative thoughts.
It's got a great sound to it. Annoyance.
It does.
So, yeah. Stress shows up. No, not stress. Yeah, we're gonna have a good old time, and you can have it with your clients. Fill them that up. The next thing we talk about is the upper left, and these are behaviors that we do to get relief from the yucky stuff. So, like fear, for example, fear, you might run away. Des Moines. I always want to say it Des Moines. But yes, you might run away. Anybody have any favorite relief moves you do to get relief from the stresses and annoyances and negative thoughts and stuff of life? What do you?
Do. Too many tasks, too little time.
Oh, that sounds like a lower left.
Yeah. Too many X. Whatever. Too many fill in the blank.
Get that? Not enough time.
Not enough blank.
Too little time. Yep. In the upper left. I mean, come on. I already gave you a run. One of the most popular ones, by the way, seems to be alcohol. Everywhere I go, people are selling alcohol. Stream comedy shows. There we go. All right, get on. Miss classes. Just skip the class.
That's it. Now you're on the right track, Jennifer. That's
now
it.
You're on the right track. Don't show up to work. Yep. Don't go to the meeting.
Stream, vent, don't go.
Yeah.
Ah, you guys are cooking.
Now I put in drink alcohol, so
Oh yeah, we got that down here.
we got alcohol down and your assorted other drugs. So you got the idea and stuff you do to get relief. And then finally in the upper right, the stuff we do. I work with college students. I do believe they have relief
In the form of missing classes
moves. As
and and
one
and assignments.
and many other things. And so, satisfaction. Now, what we relate it to is who's important to you. So, the stuff that you do that for other people that are important to you that might well result in satisfaction. For example, I'll go get my wife a cup of coffee, and I find that satisfying. So, cup of coffee for the wife. But there's many, many, many other things we do for who's important. What's 10
Watch
seconds
10
of
seasons of
black?
Blacklist. Whoa. Cool.
Wow. That's really binge watching when you do all
I'm gonna put binge watch down here.
that. There's many, many, many series that are worthy of a
I would
binge watch.
completely agree. Boy, that was great. Let's watch the next episode.
Yeah.
And look, it's coming up in 2, 1. There it is.
Here we go. Any others? People got stuff you do for who's important to you. I'd say
Oh,
coffee.
yeah, we said coffee. They got husbands, got friends and family here. Something you might do for them.
What might you do for those people?
Simple, easy stuff we
Many
can see
people,
you do, kind of thing.
many people. Oh, somebody put venting for relief, I bet.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Bill Anderson, you got venting? I do
Yep,
a lot of that myself.
yep. Oh, one of my
Well,
favorites.
people seem to be short on satisfaction. Things
Right.
you do for other people, or their computers all broke at once,
Could be. Could be.
or the chats. We used to have problems with that a few years ago, where the chat was
Yeah, there
delayed.
was a delay and it wasn't working out right.
But seems to be okay. Well, we'll move on. Let me see, Phil. What you must have one, Phil.
Well, I'm thinking feeding people is always a nice satisfaction move.
That's a satisfaction.
It's hard to go wrong with that. Usually leads to
Yeah.
satisfaction.
Some of the things people will put up there was just simply spend time with
Yeah,
people,
hang out, spend time, hang out.
hang out, go on a date. Drop some jolts of joy in the form of short shout outs on my colleague's desk. Oh, how cute.
Oh, shout outs. There
Oh,
we
my
go.
Father's Day gift. Ooh, I guess that's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah. Buy a gift.
And there's many, many other things. And notice how Phil has drawn that. So you students of the Matrix, that's if you make it look like that, it's opening. It's a flower. It's opening. And remember that context that I referred to? When somebody is staring at that, that's the context of expansion rather than contraction. So most of the time people come to you because their life feels like it's contracting. Our job is to get them expanding again.
Open things up.
Or we set the context so that they have a good chance of expanding. Because that's all we have. We can't control people. So that's how you set up the matrix. And finally, in the end, you say, you know, you might have the opportunity to notice all of this stuff showing up in your life in the next week or so. What do you think? You think you might have the opportunity to notice this stuff? Stuff like who's important and yucky stuff and relief moves and satisfaction moves. You might notice those showing up, or you might, you might not. Either way's okay.
Could happen.
What do you think? Anybody here? Jill or Andy or Jennifer, Lisa, think you might have the opportunity to notice this stuff? It's a simple yes or no question. Yes, I might have the opportunity, or no, I won't have the opportunity.
There's a
Oh,
yes.
yes, thank you. Right.
Thank you, Jill.
And I will agree. I do too. I might have the opportunity. Probably will notice it. There you go. See, and that's it. That probably, Lisa, is important because also we have a yes, right? I named it and I created that task to make sure I was not assigning homework.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very purposeful in this work. If I assigned it as homework, then I would need to check that homework the next time I saw them. And that gets me into a one-up relationship with somebody. And I'm already in that by definition. I just don't want to enhance it. And I don't want to set somebody up for failure because you just don't. So you set it up. Maybe you'll have the opportunity to notice it. Maybe you won't. We all get sidetracked and forget to do things. It's okay. They haven't done this every day of their life like Phil and I have. So, but that's how you set it up. And so it's also that show up language. You kept hearing me repeat what might show up. And that's removing the cause and effect language out of this on purpose. So, and how many of us have had stuff seemingly just show up?
Like today.
Like today.
Like when I opened up my eyes this morning.
Like when you open your eyes first thing in the morning and worry is there.
Yep.
Well, you didn't dream that I need to worry first thing, and then that happened.
I didn't go, ooh, I'm going for worry first thing in the morning.
Right. It just showed, or the night before, you
wrote
a note to yourself saying, I'm going to worry first thing.
Waking up with worry today. That's it. That's my plan.
You didn't do that. It just showed up, and that's the way life is. And stuff shows up, and then you deal with it.
Respond to it.
From the acceptance and commitment point of view, you, in large part, learn how to accept it. Which sounds like this. Oh, there's worry again. Ooh. Hello, worry.
You're back. You're back.
Sometimes my old friend worry.
Yeah, right. Oh, my good old friend worry.
My good old friend. So that's the way it sounds. That's the way acceptance sounds. It sounds like that. You develop this different relationship with the yucky stuff. So that little bit on that. So now people say, well, we've presented the matrix. Now what do we do? And this is where it does get different, because in one sense it would be easier if you had a bunch of exercises to do with folks, and you can. We're not
go right
saying
ahead.
You
That's what you like doing.
Values exercises, diffusion exercises, and
meditation stuff if you want.
Meditation stuff. You can do all that. Phil and I, but I'll be the first to admit, and Phil will, I've heard him say it too, we don't.
Nope.
We don't do any of that extra stuff. We don't do that. We would rather this, in all honesty, than just chit-chat with the person.
Yep.
Tell me what's been going on.
What's happening?
The old what's happening. Que pasa?
What's cooking? What's cooking this week?
Any of those words, and just have that kind of stuff because I supervised people and did training, post pre and postdoctoral training for 30 years. And so I know a lot of people that have been in the business for a long time. And most people will tell you when they want to admit it that most therapies sort of end up being chit chat check in. It's hard to stick with the protocol therapies, CBTs or what, Paul
DBT, emotion focused, whatever floats your
whatever,
boat.
whatever. I mean, you do a little bit of it. I don't say you don't do none. And then you sort of end up chit chatting again because the human nature thing, you chit
Yeah,
chat. And so Phil and I decided go with it.
it's part of the process.
This is part of the process. But notice we have the matrix up there.
All sitting back here.
And it's back there, it's sitting in the room. Notice I said it's a contextual thing. So we set the context. So now we can chit chat with somebody. Hey, what's happening? Tell me stories, tell me whatever, blah, blah, blah. They tell. And you just end up just learning over time. Doesn't take a long time, but it takes a little while before you remember the matrix is over there. And the person will say something. Sometimes it's rather obvious. They
Yeah.
talk about their spouse or their boyfriend, girlfriend, or friend, or brother, or sister, or somebody like that. And you could go, oh, so you're talking about your sister. Remember the diagram over there? Where might she go in the diagram? And a person goes, hmm. And that's what you want. That, huh? What? And notice how I leaned in. They go, huh? Because I'm going to get it to you, folks. I'm not going to wait, but they'll go. I think that would be in the lower right, right? That's where important people go. Bingo. Now they might say lower left or something, which is fine too. And you say, well, how could that be fine? Because what I was interested in was the lean in and the hump, which is called sorting. I threw their mind into the prefrontal cortex. If you want to get into brain science, I threw their mind into the prefrontal cortex so they could use the observer self. Remember, if you studied ACT, you've heard of the observer self, and the observer self comes to the fore and sorts that stuff. And most of the time they do sort in the correct place. So now you got the idea. You can do that for anything they say at any time, but as Phil likes to call it, something to do with the art and something.
The gentle art of interrupting.
Thank you. The gentle art of interrupting. And it is. That's exactly what it is. It's this gentle.
It's like you're playing double dutch. People that play double dutch, and you're sitting there and you're trying to figure out the moment that you can jump in and start jumping up and down. It's kind of like that.
It's sort of like that. And there's a skill to it. I mean, we're not saying you need to practice it. Obviously, it's a practice. It's an interpersonal verbal communication skills practice that you can just suddenly, and I'm going to use my hands, okay, just so you can see it visually, is that I'm reaching out and going, you just talked about your sister. And notice how my hand went out, and it's almost as if I went out and I grabbed that word sister, and I got it. And now, but I'm gentle. Just barely got it. And I'm going to say, now where would your sister, and it goes like that, literally, where would your sister go up there? And mine's always over my left shoulder. So that's why I do that. Where would your sister go? So I've taken sister and that's called, well, the easy term for it, sorting. S-O-R-T-I-N-G. Have you ever heard? That's what it is. We're sorting. Now, there's lots of other good, really cool, good cognitive stuff going on. But 100% of the time, it'll stop the person in the tracks. And they will sort it for you.
They will.
Oh, God,
Andy had to leave.
yes.
See, Andy.
So that's what we essentially have become good at doing. Now, we also have the problem, if you might, from a money point of view, that clients get this really quick, and they come back telling you how to sort stuff and what they've been doing different and all that. If you set this context up right, they indeed will change their behaviors.
Yeah.
They will, and they'll come back and tell you about how they changed their behaviors. And they will almost always come back telling you what they did for who's important to you and how they did less of the relief moves on the left-hand side. They shifted time. Literally, they shifted time because they took time that they were spending in the relief moves and they shifted that time over to the satisfaction moves. And that's what you're up for. Now, you say, Jesus, Kevin, Dr. Polk, whatever you want to call me, I can't keep that up forever. Well, then haul an exercise out. I don't care. Have them meditate. Go do an act book and talk about metaphors or something. Whatever, But whatever you're doing, every once in a while, we would recommend that you stop and say, this topic we're talking about, where does it go?
Yeah, where might you put that up here?
Oh, no, I have to go to a parent training session. Well, make sure and show them the matrix.
Yeah, really.
Really well with parent training sessions.
Parents love it.
It really does, Joe.
They do. They love it.
Phil's done a bunch of it.
I just had one the other day. She goes, "Oh, I love this." She said it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Works very well.
Yeah.
It would work very well. It does work well in that case.
And it does, yes.
I don't say it. I don't have to. Almost nothing about the matrix do I ever have to say it might work. I already know it does work.
Yeah, been around a block.
In context.
Yeah.
And you just set it up right. So the intermediate thing is you're introducing sorting. You're having them. And so basically, let's go back to something earlier. But remember when I said people come in and their lives are shrinking, constricting, becoming more constricted. The act way of saying that is that they're stuck in their story. They come in, if there's anybody with us, have you ever had somebody come in telling you stuck stories? Once you've been in the business for a while, you'll be familiar with them. I don't know who's still with us, but you may be familiar with stuck stories. Phil, I know Phil's here. Are you familiar with stuck stories, Phil?
I'm a card-carrying expert in stuck stories.
He can both tell them and listen.
I can generate one.
and so they come in, and as a matter of fact, that's it.
That is it. They're coming in with a stuck story. You know it before they even walk in the door or before you even turn on your Zoom link or whatever heck it is.
Yeah, and in reality, you can almost guarantee that somebody's showing up with a stuck story. That's what they're doing. Okay, so what we're setting the matrix up for is for them to take that stuck story and sort it. And that taking their stuck story and sorting it increases the probability of psychological flexibility. And if you'll look in the ACT books, that's what it's targeting. Instead of noticing in the middle, like Phil Rowe put, the middle of ACT, the target of ACT, is psychological flexibility, which basically means that, oh, gee, I can do something different than the things I've been doing to stay stuck. Right? So I can do something different. So that's psychological flexibility. And all of ACT is pointed at that. Even the noticing, the mindfulness is pointed at psychological flexibility. We just do it straight at the story. We just we literally listen for the stuck stories. Give them to
me. Give me the words. We need the words.
We did, and now Phil just came back to remember I reached out and grabbed sister.
Yeah.
So maybe somebody says, you're the worst therapist I've ever heard of. Oh, cool.
Wow.
You reach out and grab that, and you go, where would that go in the matrix?
Where would you put that?
Where does that go? Just like that. You can do anything with it. It frees you up a lot. But what you're doing over and over again is taking stuckness and requesting the person to sort it. Okay, so here's their story over here, and here's their observer self over here. The observer self looks at said story, pulls out a piece of it, and sticks it into the matrix. And that's psychological flexibility. And you do that a bunch of times, several times.
Repeat.
And once you get pretty good at it, they get most people, I'll say, get pretty good at that pretty quick.
They do.
That's why this is, if you're in private practice getting paid hundreds of dollars an hour, I don't know, because they get better too quick. My wife, who's also a therapist, psychologist, has told me that. So they will. There is an art to it, but
they tend to get better. They tend to get better.
They tend to get better because they learn how to flex their stuck story.
Yeah,
that's the point of ACT. ACT is language based, and well, that sort of leads me to what will be advanced. What will be advanced? Well, advanced is looking at the theory of language and cognition that's underneath all of this stuff. Just so you all know, anybody listening to this, Steve Hayes thought of ACT, basics of ACT, and then basically put it on a shelf, and then went to work on creating a theory of language and cognition, all the way up to doing research, lab research on that theory of language and cognition. Got that down to a workable theory of language and cognition, and then pulled ACT back off the shelf. So hats off to Steve Hayes for being a true science practitioner. It's called the science practitioner model. And so he did a good job of it. I will always give him great due for that. That's amazing. So we'll go back. Next time we'll go into that. And then you'll see what Phil and I are up to with the sorting. We're almost doing, no, we are doing applied relational frame theory. We just cut right to the chase. We go right for the language.
We don't talk about it, we do it.
Yeah, we don't talk about the language. We're going to do a values exercise. We're going to do a diffusion.
Ooh.
We're going to do a mindfulness exercise. and those are all fine. That's it. But they're they're operating pretty far away
Yeah.
from the core RFT. It's not that they're not influencing it; they are. We just go straight, you know, straight for the language, straight for the flexibility, flexing up the language. So that's why it's quick. That's why it's known as the matrix. But it's still very fundamentally acceptance and commitment therapy. It's just done fast track, and it's pretty fun to do, really. And then you can take it and say, well, I can show this beyond just the therapy setting. Yeah.
Go for it. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Anywhere language is used,
Yep.
which is a whole lot of places, you can show the act matrix. You can show the matrix and help people, or at least increase the probability that people will get less stuck in their stories. That's what you do. So you can do it with businesses, teachers,
Mm-hmm. Students.
students. You can do it with all kinds of folks in a very non-clinical way. No clinician stuff to it whatsoever. And really not too much of the sorting, really, which is more of a clinical thing.
Yeah.
You're asking somebody to talk to you, give you a stuck story, and then you sort the stuck story. Where when you're just presenting it to a group, you're just leaving it with them. I guess you leave the sorting to them.
It's
And
there. They do the sorting, not you. That's it.
always that, and you just don't ask for it. We never sort. Well, actually, that's not true. All of us will forget and sort for somebody.
The urge to sort for people will show up.
People love to sort, but the proper way to do it is to ask them to sort. So there you go. That's the intermediate. So the advanced is just to show you the next one. The advanced is to show you how that intermediate, well, both the setup and then the intermediate is actually working with not only relational frame theory, but the philosophy underneath all of this, which is functional contextualism. So we'll do that next time. And a good time, who knows? I'll be okay with it. Bill will be okay with it. Maybe some other people will be around. Get this advanced stuff. Once you get it, it's cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff.
You're going to want to do it.
But I will go back. It starts with practicing showing people the matrix. There's no. It's like if you want to learn how to play baseball, there's really no replacement for getting a mitt and a baseball and throwing it back and forth. Right.
Have people throw the ball to you, hit grounders to you, hit high pops.
And then you get a bat and you
then that's a whole other level. Oh man, a bat. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, but you just do the basics, and you never have to become a super professional to play it fairly decent. And so, disc golf. Phil plays disc golf.
Yeah, tennis.
I play tennis.
World Cup is happening. Soccer, right?
Yeah, it's just the basics. You just practice the basics. And in this business, the matrix, the basic is showing people the matrix. I have a point of view I'd like to show you. But we always ask permission. Is it okay if I show you this point of view? That's a trick. But once again, we're already one up. We don't want to make it worse.
Yeah.
Stay as even.
Try to keep a level playing field here.
Level playing field best we can, even though the context says, Phil's the expert and the other people aren't. Right. So that's the context. So he's not going to drive that up any
No.
more than necessary. Stay neutral. And Phil, Phil, Steve Hayes, I got it.
Yep.
That's a great quote. He said, "We're all in the same boat, pulling on different oars."
Man, oh man, if that is not true.
And it was a wonderful way. So when we're doing this stuff, we're talking about ourselves too. I get stuck. Phil gets stuck. We all get stuck.
It's going to happen.
It just does. It's all the same stuff. So to start thinking that, I'm the great giver of act, not a good spot.
Not so much.
But you're stuck. Once you do that, you are stuck.
You are.
So a lot of this is staying not stuck. I'm working on that. So we'll be nothing going on next week, Phil.
I don't have anything.
11, 18. I don't see a holiday on the calendar. We're good. We'll be back on the 18th.
You're back with advanced.
Advanced.
Ooh. Bye.